Hey, what is up? Welcome to week number 8 of Before the Lights, right here on Area 956, your guide to the Rio Grande Valley. He's Jake Berry, I'm Tony Fortina. We are live at UFC Gym in McAllen. Head south on McCall from Nolana, right before you get to
Fern.
That's where you want to take it to the left, and you'll see the big UFC. If you're lucky, you're going to hear those wild parrots that are outside just making all sorts of noise. UFC Gym. We just had one of the trainers in here. Shelby came in to talk about the HIT program that she has.
Mm-hmm. What's HIT stand for?
It's high intensity training. I taught you that.
Yep.
Come on now. High intensity training. Shelby has got a class that she's doing. They got great stuff going on here at UFC Gym in McAllen. And you can come on by and register for when
They actually have, in October, they have 2 weeks free trial. You can actually bring up to 3 friends to try this out. You can try the classes, the weights, the treadmills. Ask me what I did last night.
What'd you do last night?
I did booty fit.
I don't know if I wanted to know that.
And like many things, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And so it was actually, I'm hurting right now.
Right.
I think I was.
Do we need to stand up? Do we need to stand?
I would, but
stretch it out a little
it takes
bit.
me a while to stand up.
The poor people behind us that are actually working out, that are looking up in the window trying to figure out what
Yes.
we're doing. I don't know if they'll benefit from that.
And I'd like to thank Roma ISD. It looks like they're already retweeting one of my tweets.
Nice.
And
nice.
It should be good.
We appreciate the love of Roma ISD. All right, so here's what it is that we do besides sit around and talk about working out, something that we don't do. We look at the upcoming games. We choose 4 games in particular. We will preview those games and give you our picks. But before we get to that point of the show, we always take a look back into the crystal ball and figure out where it is that we went wrong and where it is we did right last week. So the 4 games that we looked at last week: PSJ North at Roe, Westlaco at Vela, McAllen Memorial at PSJA, San Benito at Harlingen for the Battle de Arroyo, and then the bonus pick was Edinburgh North, Edinburgh High. So that's the 5 games that we looked at last week. We each picked, I'm proud to say that my man Jake had a perfect 5-0 week.
I didn't.
You didn't?
Mm-mm. I picked Vela.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So Jake had a 4-1 week, I had a 3-2 week. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's cute though. That's cute. It's cute what
that's
you had.
how it works. That's how it works. So let's look at last week's games before we dive into this week's games. PSA North at Roe. Roe picks up the 24-19 win. Listen, I've gotten a whole bunch of backlash from certain Roe parents that have just let me have it, trying to figure out why it is we're disrespecting the Roe Warriors. So my question to you, Jake Berry, is the time now? 6-0, the Roe Warriors. Is this the time they get the respect they deserve?
First of all, I think we both picked them last week.
Yes, we did.
So, but yes, well, you know, did you have a marquee win? Yes, Westlaco. Especially now, you look at it, Westlaco was one of their marquee games.
Right.
PSA North, what they did to PSA North was impressive, albeit their quarterback isn't playing the best football at PSA North.
Right.
This week will be your toughest test. PSJA is tough. You saw what they did at Memorial.
I did.
Now, let me say this. If you can beat, you know, PSJA, that really puts you in the upper echelon. But I will say this. If you want to do it by who you've beaten means how good, where you're at, they beat Westlaco. Westlaco beat Vela. I think that they're the best team in the Valley. And they have maybe the MVP. I mean, I thought Campos from Hannah was the MVP.
Right.
But what Ortiz is doing.
Josh Ortiz, the quarterback for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think that he could be the MVP.
So let me pose a question. Why do we keep putting up this what-if barrier? Okay, well, you guys beat Westlaco. It was a tight matchup, but this happened. And then the next week, well, you beat these guys, but this happened. And we just talked about it right now. Well, they did beat PSA North, but their big challenge, like next week when we talk about Roe, what's going to be the big what if?
Well, I think in the past, and if you follow Roe football, in the past, down the stretch, they have not played up to their potential. Or when they've played a really tough district,
right,
especially the last few years. But I think the way they're playing now, it's almost like they made that jump, that hurdle. But look, it's high school football. Anything can happen. It can be that one game, and PSA could be that game. But what they did to PSA North was impressive. both offensively and defensively, they jump out. They're front runners. This is a team that, if they get the lead early, they usually hold on. Well, this year especially, they're hanging on to win.
Right.
We'll see what happens with PSJ, because PSJ put some points up against McAllen Memorial last week.
A lot of people bring up the youth that Rowe has, that there are a lot of sophomores and juniors that are playing. To me, that's a good thing. Because that means you're going to have longevity in your program. Your coach is feeling confident in these young guys that he can step up and say, I have no problem starting a sophomore at cornerback. I have no problem starting a junior at wide receiver. I have no problem with my senior quarterback, because he knows he's got that talent all across the 11 positions.
Yeah, and when I find out that people think that I disrespected Rowe, that's wrong, because I said you have the best tight end in 36A.
That kid is good.
Yeah, Gustavo Cruz is great. You have one of the best receiving corps in the district, if not the valley, and especially when you get Savage back, whenever that is.
Yeah.
So we're not disrespecting. We're just saying in the past the MO has been that Rowe has faltered down the stretch, but this year it looks like it's a different case, and I hope that I'm right, that they have a good chance of beating PSJ and McAllen Memorial this year.
And we talked about that tomorrow they're playing PSJ. We'll actually look into that game coming up here shortly. Weslaco at Robert Vela.
We were both wrong on that one.
We're both wrong on that one. We both picked Vela. What is going on with the SaberCats? What is it that the SaberCats have now been humbled? Have people figured it out?
Well, Weslaco held them to minimal points for 3 quarters or 3.5 quarters, and then all of a sudden it seemed like both teams started to put up points. I will say this, I'm impressed. Weslaco had 0 returning starters on defense, and for them to be able to come back this year, new coaching staff,
right,
and right that ship, and Coach Stroman and his staff should be really proud. Look, I don't think, and a lot of people are like, why'd you pick Vela? Well, I look at stats, I look at numbers.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell, if I was looking at stats, that I would have picked Weslaco last week. Now, it's a different story. I mean, they're legit.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football recognized Coach Stroman as the 6A Coach of the Week. So congratulations to Coach Stroman, and thanks to the guys at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. So Weslaco did pull off the upset, shall we say, over Vela. They went into Vela's house, punched him in the mouth, and said, we're taking this victory, 44-28. Weslaco moves on. Vela's trying to figure out what they've got to do next. McAllen Memorial traveled to PSJA to take on the Bears. The Mustangs and the Bears, we talked about the experience factor of Coach Bill Littleton. We talked about Lupe Rodriguez being in this part of his career. Mm-hmm. What happened? This was a ball game that was just back and forth and back and forth. And
I texted Coach Littleton earlier in the day, and I said...
Today?
No, last week. So
okay.
And that day, and I said, hey, good luck. He goes, we're going to need it. And it was true. I mean, he wasn't going in there thinking that he had the upper hand on PSJ. And you have to remember, PSJ has really put it together, and I give it up to Coach Rodriguez and his staff. He got another... He is the quarterback whisperer. You think about his time at Mission Vets to now at PSJ. I mean, look, when you come in and you inherit Trey Guajardo, yes, you're going to look good. But for him to do this again and then get a new quarterback, put him into the system, and then just keep clicking, it's been impressive. And yeah, they came up short against McAllen Memorial, but it wasn't like they were playing chumps. They were playing McAllen Memorial. McAllen Memorial was playing PSJ, 2 tough teams, and it came down to the wire.
I think Lupe Rodriguez's benefit is that he speaks the quarterback language. We all know what he did in the mid-'80s there at Mission High. We know the success that he's had developing young talent, and we know that he's taken this team places. So kudos to him. Congratulations. The Bears did come up short, 39-37 to the Mustangs. And what is this doing for the district standings right now? I mean, we've got Rowe on top, we've got Mission on top, both teams undefeated.
Yeah, and then you got McAllen Memorial and PSJ sitting there at
3 and 4.
3 and 4, or not 3 and 4.
Yeah.
3 and 4.
They have one
loss. They have one. Yeah, they have one
loss.
Yeah. So they're in a good spot. Both teams are.
Right.
What you look at is Mission. Like, how good can they be? Because remember, they're playing PSJ North this week.
Right.
They still have to play Rowe. And they barely beat Juarez Lincoln by 1 point last week. So are they a team on the decline? I mean, and that's the thing. They've won every game in district by 1 or 2 points.
It seems to be scaling down. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people said when we first started doing this, that Mission would be very good at the beginning, but taper off towards the end, because that's what they've been doing the last couple of years. So we'll see how that plays out. The Battle de Arroyos, San Benito at Harlingen. This is one, listen, both teams can come in 7-0. Both teams can come in 0-7. It doesn't matter. The guys from Harlingen don't particularly care for the folks from San Benito. The guys in San Benito don't particularly care for the folks in Harlingen. The coaches don't have to work as hard to rile their teams up because of the tradition, the pageantry of this series.
Yeah, and what you see in this game was that Harlingen came out and they punched first.
Yep.
They punched harder. They got an early lead and just rolled that to victory. And it was impressive because Harlingen and San Benito usually have some well played games where both of them are playing really well. Harlingen in this case was more commanding on both sides of the ball, and it was impressive.
Now, what I like particularly about this entire district is it seems like the non-district schedule, they all scheduled these behemoth teams from outside of the valley.
And people made fun of them for it.
And they did. And they went up, and then in some cases they picked up a victory. In other cases they played them close.
But they were playing studs.
But they're playing the studs. You know, to beat, and to quote Ric Flair, to be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Woo!
Woo! You've got to do that. So kudos to this entire district.
Yeah.
Not one or two teams. It seems like they all got together at first and they said, listen, the guys on the west side of the valley don't respect what it is that we do here. So let's us take our teams up north. Let's challenge these big dogs and let's come back and handle business the way they do.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. And there's two frames of thought on that one. Schedule a really tough district, non-district schedule. And it helps you. Sometimes it hurts you, but there's no right or wrong. I took some heat earlier, and I actually saw Coach Mireles today at lunch from Rio Grande.
Right.
And I saw him. I'm like, hey, I took a lot of beep, for some of the things I pointed out.
I don't think the FCC is listening to
I know.
this, so you could.
But my bosses would be.
Oh.
But here's the thing. There's no train of thought that's right on this one. You can schedule, and in his case, Rio played a schedule that was not as impressive. Now it's really impressive what they've done. They are really killing it this year, and it's been impressive.
Well, that's one of the things to be on the lookout for. So Harlingen picks up that 35-13 victory. We both picked them. Then the bonus game. I'm not quite sure why it is this became the bonus game. Edinburgh North at Edinburgh High.
And it was nip and tuck.
35-28, Edinburgh North picks up the victory. Is that what you were expecting the outcome to be?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be close, and I thought both teams. I thought Edinburgh North would probably win by 10, but they had the lead. Edinburgh came back 28-28, and then Edinburgh North had to win it late. But what Edinburgh North has gone through over there with the how do I want to say it? The politics of everybody leaving, jumping ship from Edinburgh North.
Right.
I'm happy for them because they've got to beat Economides the last week. They got to play Westlaco East prior this week, but then they have a week off, and then they play Economides. If they beat Economides, they make the playoffs pretty much, and more power to them. Unless one of the other teams beat somebody big,
Right.
It's Edinburgh North's
Spot to lose.
Yeah.
All right. We are live at UFC Gym right here on Area 956, your source to all of the 956 Rio Grande Valley. UFC Gym. Head south of McCall from Nolana till you hit Fern. Take a left. You're going to see UFC Gym. They're right in the corner. A great spot. You can see the workouts that are going on behind us. Whether you want to do the punching bags, whether you want to get into the ring with somebody, you want to get into the octagon with somebody, they got that for you. If you're just saying, listen, I want to do machine weights, we got an entire set of machine weights. They have the cycling class. Was that the booty class you did?
No, cycling is different.
Okay.
I did booty fit.
You did booty fit. I thought last week we said that booty fit was the cycling.
No, cycling. I did cycling the week before,
Okay.
and that one killed me for
Okay.
for 4 days.
For 4 days.
Right now, it looks like I'm riding a Clydesdale.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
So-
And then right here, as we're up and we're looking out. So if you go to the right when you're downstairs, you've got the treadmills. So you name what it is you want to do, they've got you covered here at UFC Gym. More importantly, if you want to bring your family in, if you're saying, listen, I want my 10, my 12, my 14-year-old to actually get a workout, they have a designed workout for the family, right?
yeah, they have a family duck class, and there's all kinds of. There's a big family environment here. It's not just everybody thinks MMA, you think fighting, but it's not.
Right.
It's the whole thing.
The name is a little deceptive. UFC Gym. You're
Yeah.
thinking that's the Ultimate Fight Club.
Yeah, and it's part of UFC, but it's the gym.
Right. So you're still going to work out before you get into the big
And,
octagon.
and some of the trainers here, by the way, are actual fighters.
Get out.
Yeah, so they have guys that are fighting that fight on different circuits right now, trying
Right.
to make their way up.
Okay.
But they're winning, so you have to come out and you can train with them. So if you're going to one of those jiu-jitsu places and you want to try something else, this is one of those places you can kind of do jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, all these things, different days, boxing, and you can try different things. Speaking of trying different things,
For 2 weeks, you and 2 of your friends,
three.
three of your friends are allowed to work out here at UFC Gym.
Eddie's gonna be here.
Eddie's going to be here?
Yeah.
Eddie's in.
Yeah. Hey, and by the way, this is the question I had. Area 956, where are we going to eat this week?
This week we're going to go to Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, the new spot opening in Edinburgh on University Drive. It's on the east side of University Drive, in between the expressway and the courthouse. You can check out Ice Cube. Our guys from Area 956. Edibles.
Edibles it's going to be the new show name. It's gotta
Refuses
be.
to go with the name of the show. I don't understand why. The main guy is Eddie Edibles. I'm not charging for. I'll let you have
Do
the
you
name.
eat with them, Manny? Do you eat with them?
Does
or do
Manny
you-
get to eat?
I'm behind the camera.
Oh, you're
Manny
behind the
shoots.
camera. You don't get to eat in front of. Okay.
Manny shoots, but that's something to be on the lookout for. So Ice Cube is where they're going to be at. All right, let's look at the upcoming weeks that we're going to talk about. Mission is going to be at PSJ North. Hidalgo is at Gruya. Pioneer at Sherryland. And PSJ at Rowe. All right, Mr. Barry, let's go. Mission at PSJ North. Talk to me about this game. We've seen PSJ North. They're coming fresh off the loss to Rowe. Mission squeaked by against La Jolla Lincoln Juarez.
All right. So here's
Or what
the
is
thing.
Lincoln?
Here's the thing. Mission is dealing with an injury. Tito Moronta got hurt against McAllen Memorial. He's been out. They have won, but they have won very close games. The question is, PSG North poses probably their most talented team they've played since the injury. And so can Isaiah Ronquel show what he did the first 2 weeks? And he has been, it's been almost a deer in headlights for him. Against Rowe, he was having a hard time completing very simple passes.
Right.
The kid's talented. I've seen him play basketball. I've seen him, but the injury that he suffered earlier before Weslaco, it was against Harlingen South actually, has affected him mentally. And I think that the kid is talented. If you're watching, you're talented enough to right this ship. He's fast. He can get out and run, and that will open up your passing game. I hope that he gets the confidence back that he had earlier in the season, because the kid's legit, and I hope he's there. Are we making the picks, or are we saving those to the end?
Save those to the end.
Okay, but here's the thing. Last game, he passed for 125 yards and 1 TD. But the kid can run, and he didn't get out and run. And you're a sitting duck when you do that, because Rowe was able to tag him.
They really contained Isaiah and what he did. Now, when he managed to break loose and get those passes off, he's got some really big boys around him.
Yeah.
That one
The tight end that took it.
one
Or he was
kid,
a receiver or tight end. I don't know. but
I
he
don't
was
know what he was. I thought he was a lineman.
He was thick.
And next thing you know, my man's got the ball and he's taking it down the field. And it was one of those things like, come on, guys, somebody's catch up, somebody do something. Didn't happen. Isaiah, you've got the gift. Now you just got to bring that swagger back to the game. Mr. Barry likes to use large words like confidence and appeal. Dude, you got the swagger. You just got to find it within you and take control of that game. Once that happens, it's all good. And listen, you've been hit. You're going to get hit again. just remember the great feeling you get when you complete that pass. Do you remember the replacements?
Yes.
Keanu Reeves, he's getting hammered.
Falco.
He drops back, throws the ball, gets crushed, and he looks up to see the touchdown celebration.
Yeah.
Shane Falco got it done like that.
Yeah. Watch
You
the
gotta
movie.
remember that.
Probably one of the greatest football movies ever.
Gene Hackman reminds me of an old boss that I had.
Yeah.
All right. Gruya at Hidalgo. The Gators are traveling to take on the Pirates. I can't tell you I know much about this, so enlighten me, Mr. Barry.
All right, here's the thing. I want to say congratulations to Coach Stumbaugh on a very successful season. A lot of people were down and out on him when he took that job. You know, it was one of those things. He took the job, and there was a lot of work to be done in Hidalgo. They hadn't been good since Shea Patterson. And, you know, he's 6-1 right now, 1-0 in district. And, by the way, thanks to Eddie for these stats.
Great stats.
But they're putting up points. Points in favor, 208. Points against, 104. So they're playing offense, and they're knuckling down on defense. And you know, I look at it, and Gruya's not far off. You look at that, 200 points in favor, but points against, 192. And of course, you know, sometimes that's the teams you play.
Right.
But I'm looking at it right now. I like Gruya in this game, but Hidalgo is very talented.
Gruya is coming off a bye week. They've had the opportunity to rest. They've had the
Scout.
opportunity to recover. They've had the opportunity to scout. Abel Gonzalez, great quarterback here from the Valley, had his success outside. Now he's taking this Gruya team, and he's going to actually get them to work. And they're coming in with a very deceptive 3-3 record.
Yeah.
There's some games there that they could have been. They could easily be 5-1, maybe even 6-0. We'll see how this goes for Gruya as they travel down to Hidalgo. Next up, Pioneer and Sherryland. The battle of the school district. Because there is no city of Sherryland. It's all within, well, most of it's within the city of Mission. Part of it's in the city of McAllen. Sherryland is a school district. And I'm not looking to, you know, I'm not digging. I'm just saying, it's a school district.
Yeah.
All right. Which is going to be the bigger fangs, we'll see.
Well, I mean, if you look at Sherryland's coming off a loss at Calchelsea.
Right.
Pioneer has clicked. They played Valley View last week. It didn't look like the score didn't seem that very impressive against Valley View. But at the same time, Pioneer probably got to put in kids that they normally wouldn't. You know, and got to work through the kinks a little bit and get some seasoning for next year. But Pioneer's tough. I mean, Eddie Lee Marburger. You know, he throws dimes all over the field. They got receivers. Our boy Hondo's got I believe a cousin or a nephew on the team.
Hondo?
Yeah,
Come on
Hondo.
now.
LeVar Lindo is also out there. They got a bevy of weapons across the board on offense. Their defense is playing well. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. Sherryland coming off that 34-36 loss to Ed Calchelsea. Congratulations to Ed Calchelsea on that victory. My good friend Christian Navarro. Good job. Congratulations. And but you know, Valdivia, their quarterback, he's going to have to play like a stud this week. This might be one of those games where you know Pioneer thinks we got him this year, but you never know because it's a rivalry game. Who won last year?
Last year it was Sherryland that won 38-37.
Yeah. So you know Pioneer went deep, but Sherryland got the in-town victory.
Here's my thing. How much does that Ed Calchelsea loss propel Sherryland to step up the game, especially for a rivalry game like this?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's losing to Ed Calchelsea is tough. You know, nobody wants to. They lost on the road though,
Right.
So you went to the black hole, you lost. It happens. A lot of teams used to lose there.
Yep.
So it's not like, and they're starting something new in Ed Calchelsea, which is great. But you know, can they rebound from this? Of course, and I think that they can. We're going to do the picks later, but you know, this is going to be an interesting game because when you play against your crosstown rivals, kids don't play the way you think they will. So you know, just because they're better does not mean one team's better does not mean that they're going to play like that during the game.
It's like we talked about the Battle of the Arroyo. You take all those records, you throw them out the window.
Yeah.
This is for bragging rights, and this is so that your 30-year reunion, you say that's the year that we did this, or that's the year we did that.
Yeah.
So.
When you got the gut like me, and then you're like, yeah,
What are
you
trying to
remember
say about
that?
gut? What do you?
I'm just saying.
Maybe an extra.
No, it's the new sexy.
Is that what it is?
So
Dad box.
yeah.
Dad box.
What's the next one?
Final game, PSJA at Rowe. This is your Thursday night matchup.
tomorrow,
The Bears
Rowe.
coming to McAllen to take on Nicky Rowe.
I just want to know who you pick in this one because this is a difficult one for you to pick. PSA comes in at 3-3,
Yeah,
losing
2-1.
last week to Memorial. Rowe undefeated on the season, but what's your thoughts on this game?
You know, this is one that I've heard it from a lot of the Rowe parents. I mean, of my 4 kids, 2 have graduated and 1 is on track to graduate from Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
So the Warrior blood is deep within my family. Of course, PSJA, we all know that I'm a graduate of PSJA. I got my homecoming next week. The Wahadaba family is great at what they do. They've had great success.
What year is your reunion?
1990.
Wow.
1990. That was the last year PSJA had 1 high school. Because 91, we had PSJA upper level and PSJA lower level. And then I think it was until 93 that we actually got PSJA North. I could be off on my dates. I'm not exactly
That's
sure.
fancy.
But this is a game that, as I've told my wife, I've told my kids when these 2 teams would meet up before, Rowe is y'all's, PSJA is mine. I don't want to live vicariously through my children. That being said, it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, it is. Justin Morales at quarterback,
Yep.
or Jonas Ortiz at the other side.
Yep.
It's interesting because you got 2 signal callers that are very, very good this year. They're
Yep.
playing very well. So, do you want to start with this game to make the pick?
we're gonna make this the last game we pick.
Okay.
But the one thing we gotta be on the lookout for is the different. Morales was our wide receiver, and he has now stepped up into the role as quarterback. Jonas Ortiz has always been the cornerback, and Jonas had some great runs this past week against PSJ North, in which he
had a 40-some yard scamper for a touchdown.
Beautiful. And maybe this is the week that Coach Flores opens the playbook up a little bit more. Because he's had a lot of handoff to the left, then the next play is the handoff to the right, and then Jonas, do what you do. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we pick the games. But let's get to the picks. Again, this past week, Jake was 4-1. I was 3-2. Give Jake the props for winning this past week. Now let's start. Mission, PSJA North. What do you got for us?
This is going to be an interesting game because PSJ North is not playing the best football on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think they can handle Mission. The problem comes to ball control. Can their offense stay on the field long enough so their defense doesn't have to get tired all the time? We don't want them to be like the Steelers. And I'm just kidding. I meant the Cowboys. They lost to the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
So, but by the way, real quick, what is the Cowboy record this week?
They're
3-3.
3-3.
That's crazy.
500.
Yeah. Anyways, but they signed Zeke.
Here's the question: after the bye week, is Garrett gone?
If they lose,
That's the one that's just come out.
yeah.
After the bye week, Garrett's gone. If you're Jerry Jones, do you pick up the phone? Hey, Barry, what are you doing? What's happening in Switzerland? Because we know what happened the last time you replaced one of my coaches.
Yeah.
Does that happen again?
I don't know. I think they give the Red Devil another until the end of the season.
I mean, that guy's got job security like Hunter Biden does.
Oh.
I can't figure that out.
Oh man. All right. So, having said that, and by the way, we will talk about something at the end about the Cowboys because something I read I thought was genius. Okay. I think
Mission, PSA North, give me your pick.
The way I saw PSA North not be able to move the ball against Rowe because they just couldn't make the simple plays, and I don't want to put it on one player. So I'll just say the offense wasn't as great as I was hoping they would be. I got to put the edge to Mission. I mean, I know they haven't played well, but they've won, and so they've done the little things to win. PSJ North, on the other hand, has not. I give the edge to Mission in this one.
They're playing at PSJ.
Yes, they are.
I think this is going to be the week that Rangel gets his swagger back.
I hope.
I'm going on a ledge because I don't think that this is how Coach Kaufman wants his team to be known. I think we heard it earlier, much earlier. Mission is going to start off hot and they're going to fade. They're going to come back down to reality. I'm going with the PSA North Raiders.
All right.
On
So
that one.
mission, PSA North.
That's right.
All right. Gruya Hidalgo, Tony.
This is a toss-up for me. They're playing in Hidalgo. I'm hopping aboard the pirate ship, and we're putting it in Coach Stoneball's hands.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Coach Stoneball can do some great things. I've always been a fan. I also know Abel, and so I think what he's doing is great in Gruya. But I like what's happening in Hidalgo.
Yep.
It's really nice. They changed the arena's name, and I think that Hidalgo.
Pain Arena?
Yeah, I think Hidalgo is going to bring. I think Hidalgo is going to bring the pain this week. I think they get the victory.
Unfortunately, they're not playing at the arena.
Oh no, that would be awesome. Though.
They're playing at Bill Pate Stadium.
Short field there.
Yes.
All right.
Pioneer at Sherryland. The
All right.
Battle of Sherryland.
I have been high on these guys all year, and I'm going to go with Pioneer. I don't. If you follow me, you'll know that I am a fan of the offense. I think what they're doing right now is sensational. I think if the matchup serves them right in the playoffs, they could go far. So I'm going to go with Pioneer.
If you break it down from the top, Ron Adamet, Tommy Lee. If you come down to the players with Valdivia and with Marburger,
yeah.
and you break it down, that's a very balanced sheet
Until you see the receivers.
until you get to the receivers. Defense wins championships. Offense sells tickets. I'm sure that Dickie Thompson Stadium is going to be sold out on Friday night, and that's going to go in favor of the Pioneer.
Yeah.
So
D-backs.
I'm going with the Diamondbacks.
All right.
And lastly, PSA High at Rowe. I will let you start.
All right, this is an interesting game. I did a show with Mark May for McAllen ISD today, and we were looking at the game, and everything points to Rowe winning. Okay.
Everything points to Rowe winning.
Yeah. Actually, the spread though from Eddie has it PSA by 4, right?
Where does Eddie get the spreads from? I mean, you got like a
Dave
really?
Campbell, yeah.
Really?
So,
wow.
But here's the thing: if the spread is 4 points for PSA, take that bet. I actually think Rowe will win this game, and it's because this is the one time that, like, I don't have a problem saying this. I think that Ortiz is the guy this year. If you're going to put a leader out there, you put this kid out there. The kid's playing well. He's soft spoken. He's not boastful. He just goes out there and plays. I see him run 30 yards, get knocked out of bounds, get up and hand the ball to the ref and get back under center.
Yep.
I think that they're good this year. They got the tight end for it. They got some running backs. They got receivers, and they're not even fully healthy. So imagine when they are healthy. I go with Rowe in this one over PSA, and I think that Coach Lupe Rodriguez is sensational. But you're going on the road to Mac High and
to McAllen's Veterans Memorial.
Oh, sorry, I said
Stadium.
Mac High. I'm sorry, it's
At
right there at
DQ
Mac
Fan
High.
Field.
Yeah.
Just we got to make
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
So Leroy's saying Rowe has been slow in the second half. Do you agree?
They've started out fast, but see,
Is
they're
that Leroy Moya?
Yeah.
Leroy Moya,
All right.
chiming in. What's up, Leroy?
All right, Leroy, as I'm going to call him. Yes, you are correct. They have started out and they've scored 21 points like right away. Mac High, they did it. Last week they took a big lead right away. They have been front runners. If PSA keeps it a game, that'll be the first time since I think Mercedes that they've been in a game all season. But against PSA North, they took a big lead right away. You are correct. I think that Rowe, though, is different than the past because when it has become close, like Mercedes kept it close, they almost scored, they fumbled. Rowe goes out and scores again to stretch that lead in the second half, in the fourth quarters. So they don't fold. In the past, yes, I would say that they have folded in games. This year, a little bit different. I think that Rowe has the moxie to pull off those big wins, something they didn't do in the past.
There's no doubt that this Rowe Warrior team, led by Josh Ortiz, and by the way, I know the Ortiz family. What?
Jonas.
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 Josh's
Jonas,
little brother.
yeah.
Josh's little brother, Jonas Ortiz. I mean, my daughter played volleyball with his sister. Mom and dad, we've had the pleasure of knowing them. I've had the pleasure of watching Josh, whether it be baseball, whether it be football, develop into the young man that he is right now. You're right. He does have the leadership abilities. He does have the leadership skills. Rowe is down without Savage. The you know,
They haven't had him though since Wesley.
they haven't had
or
him since
not,
early in the season,
yeah.
and they've still managed to get by. But I think he's a piece of the machinery that kind of throws the cog off every now and then. You kind of wish you had him there. What do? They open up the playbook a little bit. It's going to be a traditional handoff to the left, handoff to the right. Josh, do what you got to do. Jonas, do what you got to do. So it's one of those things where this is going to come down to who wants it more. Who wants to come out with the victory more? Rowe is feeling very disrespected. I mean, I've got a certain dad that I work very closely with who tells me, look, everybody says we're young. Everybody says that we're inexperienced. Everybody says that this is just a phase we're going through. But we're 6-0. How are we getting disrespected? They're even mentioning like the TV guys. How come this guy can't have his, Memorial that's had their losses? Why can't they do this? On the other side of the coin, PSJ is coming in 3-3, 2-1 in district, not making any noise, but racking up the W's.
And here's my thing: would you rather get the pub and an L, or would you rather just stay under the radar and keep winning? And that's the way you have to look at it if you're Rowe. A lot of people want that hype, but the hype leads to distractions.
Right.
I would rather be the underdog. And you are right, Leroy. Jonas does look better and fluid this year. And Gus Cruz is the best tight end in the Valley.
The kid's had some exceptional catches. I mean, just out of nowhere, they'll target him down deep, and he's picked it up each and every time. There was that one fingertip catch that he had.
Yeah, he's had a couple of them.
He's had a couple of those. Because of that, because of all the stalling that I've done, I will put it to you this way. The Rowe Warriors will pick up a victory tomorrow night. I may not be allowed back at the PSJ homecoming.
Do you agree?
You know?
Huh?
Do you agree?
Jake has agreed. Jake has said
Oh no,
that
I thought Rowe was going to
Yeah.
win. I think that they're going to win. I think that this is their year to. No, I haven't picked a Memorial game when they get to Memorial, but I think this is their game to lose.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's PSJ's game to steal. So if you don't like our prediction, that's fine. Prove us wrong.
That's it. Very simple. I just want to be able to go back to the pep rally next week. Let me in.
Yeah.
Be nice.
As one of our viewers says, eso. I'd like to thank him for watching as well.
All right, so there you have it. There are the picks. Before the big lights shine down on the stadiums across the Rio Grande Valley, you've got a chance to watch it here at Area 956. I want to thank the entire crew here at Area 956. They really carry the production. We're just the talking heads for this thing, but Area 956 makes it happen. Of course, we want to thank our host at UFC, Jim McKellen, you and 3 friends, 4 people total, 2 weeks of working out.
Come in during October. It's breast cancer awareness, so it's a good time to get healthy.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink. Count. How many movie references have we had today? That's quite a bit.
You're very pretty in pink.
Anyway, stop by UFC Gym. You're going to head south of McCall, past Nolana. Right before you get to Fern, you're going to make a left. You're going to see it right here on the corner. You can't miss it. And you name the workout. What do you want to do? You just want to get some conditioning on the treadmill? We got you. You want to do some work on the bikes? We got those covered too. You actually want to get physical? You want to train? You want to do, whether it be boxing, whether it be Muay Thai, whether it be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? We've got the space and the facility for you. You want to lift weights? We've got you covered on that as well. UFC Gym, head south on McCall, right before you get to Fern, make a left. It's right here in the corner of the plaza. You cannot miss it.
Yeah, and if come out and try out the stuff, and just so you know, the prices are better than what you would expect. You're going to go to other places and pay a ton. It's really good here. But also want to tell everybody, it's like brain fart.
Come on.
I want to tell everybody, come back to Area 956 and watch Edibles.
It's not Edibles, man.
But it could be.
They're not picking up the name. I've got to resort to
But check out Eddie's headed to Ice Cube in Edinburgh. And it'll be interesting. Eddie, what day are you going out there so people can go out there and eat with you?
Sunday.
All right, so he's going to go out on Sunday, so just go all day to
Just
Ice
hang
Cube.
out there and wait for him.
And Eddie will be out there. You might be able to get into the video with Eddie.
Yep.
Do we allow like audience participation in the video? We do allow it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And so you'll get on Area 956 and you might become internet famous.
Which, by the way, huge numbers. In the words of our president,
Huge.
huge numbers that are being put up.
You can follow y'all on Twitter.
You can follow us on Twitter. That's right. Right here, we got it.
Area?
At 956
Oh, yeah.
Jake. At 95640 now. We've got the Area 956 Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. We've got it all connected. It's all interwoven to make sure that you have the access that you want. What am I missing?
That's it, and good luck this week.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. He's Jake Berry. I'm Tony 49. You are watching Before the Lights on Area 956, your source to the Rio Grande Valley.